All right, we are recording. We're ready to get going. So tonight we're going to be going over expanding your network, and I'm really excited to have Crystal Wells help me host this. And I'm really excited for a couple reasons. One, because this is a really needed Zoom. And two, because I'm not going to be the one doing all the talking. And three, because Crystal, she's going to tell you a little bit more about herself, but she's an introvert. And I feel like a lot of my team and a lot of people in this business are as well. And they're really intimidated when they hear me, uber extrovert, talking about expanding their network. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do that. So I'm really excited for y'all to hear from Crystal to get another perspective. So I'm going to go over real quick why expanding your network is important, because I'm not sure that people really understand why they should be doing it, let alone how. So the main reason would be because the more people in your network, the higher chances, the more people you're going to meet who are going to be interested in your products, the more people who are going to be interested in joining your team. So to kind of give you a little bit of perspective, when I started Plexus September of 2014, I went through my immediate friends and family, and then, posting on Facebook, went through those friends. I don't know how many friends I had, but they were all like from my hometown, my small hometown in Kentucky. Like my mom's friends, my high school friends, and my college friends, and that was virtually it. I just become a new mom, so I had a couple of mom friends on there, and come to find out they are mostly my network. But had I not expanded my network in the time that I was starting my business, I would have run out of people. I would have run out of level ones within like 5 to 6 months of joining the business. Everyone who joined my team from a certain point out, almost like 90% of them have been people that I didn't know even like a year ago. So it's really important to expand your network for many reasons, but just so that you don't run out of people, basically. In your own network. So you might find that the well's running dry, no one's interested, you're stuck, you don't know what to do. Well, expanding your network is what you need to focus on. So Crystal, I am going to send it over to you, and you can go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit more.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Crystal Wells. I've been an ambassador of Plexus for about 5 months now, and it took me a whole year of watching Rachel join. One of my biggest hesitations that kept me from joining was my network. I didn't really have any friends in high school. I'm not really close with my family. And I have really bad social anxiety, and I just really haven't made any friends in the last few years, especially since I've been a mom. I also didn't really have any Facebook friends, and no one ever commented on my posts or anything like that. Like, who's gonna buy from this guy? My list of warm contacts dwindled pretty quickly, probably within the first month or so that I joined. And I didn't want to cold message anyone. Like, no one really wants to do that. But I found a system that worked for me, and I've experienced huge network growth and unlimited prospects because of it. There's 6 tips I want to share with you that helped me do this. Excuse me. The first thing I want to talk to you about is expanding your network outside of Facebook. I know this sounds really scary, but there are so many potential people out there that could benefit from what we have, and it's our job and our privilege to share. You could always join classes for your hobbies or interests. You can talk to people at your children's events. Keep your eyes open. Be a citizen of the world and network on purpose. In Eric Worre's GoPro, he talks about this more in length and says, professionals develop a higher level of awareness. They pay attention to the world. They know that they will be introduced to new people all the time. Posers and amateurs don't even notice. They just go through their day saying, what people? I don't see any people. When you go out to eat or to the grocery store, pay attention to people who offer you great service. You can carry marketing materials with you everywhere you go. You never know when an opportunity to share will arise. I've actually had the opportunity to share the business with moms at the park when I'm with my son because I came prepared. It took a lot of bravery, but it works. Opportunity brochures, samples, business cards are all really great things to have handy when you're out and about. The second tip I'd like to share with you brings me to expanding your network on Facebook and other social media. The most important thing to establish when you're marketing this way is to know who your network is. Who are you marketing your business and your products to? For me, it was crunchy, tired moms who wanted to be able to stay home with their kids and support their family. sorry. Keep your network in mind when the things you post and how you present yourself on Facebook, even the non-Plexus things. You want to create your brand and be somebody who your network wants to follow. Of course, you always want to be yourself, but be aware of who your network is, and it'll make all your efforts to expand and influence that much more focused. Excuse me. The third way you can expand your network on Facebook is groups. Find groups that fit in with your hobbies and interests and interact with the people in them. You don't want to use these groups to talk about Plexus. This is purely to make those connections. You can add people from these groups, and that will give you the advantage of having something in common with them that will help you build a relationship. Another way you can actually make groups more effective for you is keep an eye out for people who talk about their health problems, and add these people. You never know who you could help with these products or this opportunity, and that's what this is about, helping people. The fourth way you can expand your network is add people from who you may know section. When I was working on expanding my network, aim for 5 to 10 people every day. Obviously, you don't want to add just anyone. There's some crazy people out there. You want to do a quick screening of people's profiles beforehand. Look for people who may have something in common with you. Again, that common ground can be a big factor in being able to build a relationship with them and getting more prospects. The fifth and possibly most important factor, to me at least, in expanding your network is relationship building. You can have thousands and thousands of friends, but if you're not building and maintaining relationships, you won't get anywhere. Network marketing is built on relationships. In my case, my network grew from less than 200 friends to over 1,200 in a pretty short period of time. And I was pretty overwhelmed by it. I didn't know how to approach any of these people. Again, social anxiety. But I came up with a system that really helped me to break down how I was going to build these relationships. And just a little at a time to make it so it's not so overwhelming. What I did was I followed the alphabet. Every day I would pick a letter. I would start with A. And I would go through all of my friends that start with A. And you either interact with them on their page, comment, like something, or you can message them. And when sorry, lost my place. You don't have to talk about Plexus when you reach out to these people. You just want to build a relationship. Relationships always come first. If Plexus comes up, that's awesome. But if not, it'll happen when the time is right. You definitely don't want to push it on people or vomit Plexus over everybody. One thing that I like to do when I message people, I'll go through their profile, and usually I like to have people that have something in common with, and so I'll message them. Hey, so-and-so, I just wanted to say I really enjoy your posts, and I'd love to get to know you more. I could definitely use more like-minded friends in my life. And I've had a pretty good response to that because, I mean, people, especially moms, they're pretty lonely, and I think everyone is looking for someone just to listen to what they have to say. You want to be genuine and just listen. It's really that simple. Like, it really is. When your network really, really grows, it's going to be too much probably to go through all your letter A's in one day. I know it is for me. So pick a number that you want to reach out to every day and make it a goal. For me, it's 5 people. And I can't tell you how much potential business that I've received just because I made an effort every single day to talk to new people. And it really does make a difference. The sixth and final tip I have for you to help really expand your network and to make it effective is to flip your Facebook. Facebook has an algorithm that only shows a certain number of people in your timeline. And when you interact and comment on someone's page, they're more likely to see what you post. Because you can have all these friends, and if you're not flipping that Facebook, they're not going to see anything that you post. It's just, it's not going to happen. It's going to be going out into the wind, and you're not going to get anything from it. And not only that, when you're interacting on people's page, they see that you're not just some crazy Plexus person that's after them after their money. They know that you care about them as a friend. If you do all these things consistently, I promise you that your network will explode. You will have unlimited prospects in your business. Your network should never, ever be an excuse for you not to grow your business. If you're an introvert like me, it will not come easy, but you'll never grow unless you get out of your comfort zone. It's just not going to happen. I've always tried to think of it as not only helping my business, but it's an amazing opportunity to make new friends and meet great people that you never you never really would have had a chance to know. Excuse me. That about covers everything, and I hope you decide today to make expanding your network a focus of your business and stop letting it hinder your growth. Is there anything else that you'd like to add, Rachel?
I just really wanted to thank you for doing that. Like, I was reading over what you were going to go over earlier, and I just got to tell everybody, I was so incredibly impressed by Crystal. Her and I have been talking, would you say it was like a year or so before you actually joined? And I remember her saying her network was the issue, and she just wasn't really sure she could do it. And while that is a concern to have, I promised her that I could teach her ways to expand her network, and that she could do this. I truly did believe in her, and it's like a proud mama bear moment to watch her do this and really get out of her comfort zone. Because I know this, doing all of these things isn't really necessarily fun for you, where it is for me. I'm like, yeah, I get to talk to people. You're like, yeah, I get to talk to people. But it shows that, no matter what your obstacle is, we all have the same products, we all have the same comp plan, but we do have different struggles. So it's showing that you can really overcome anything. And I've watched Crystal's network grow, like she said, literally from, just 1 to 2 likes to, she posted something the other day that had was it close to 100 or something? I don't know. It was crazy. And I was really proud. So she actually approached me to do this, but I was going to ask her to help me with the Zoom anyway. So it was really perfect timing. But just to kind of finish this up, I want to add a few things, just kind of my perspective and, how I've gone about doing the exact same thing that she's doing, to expand your network. So I just want to say, what you heard in all your notes, it can be a little overwhelming at first. Like, oh my God, this is a whole other facet of the business that I didn't even know existed, or there was so much more to it that you weren't even aware of. And it really can seem quite daunting and overwhelming. But I'm here to say that once you kind of get in the groove, it really just becomes second nature. It's like when posting at first seemed really, really out there and crazy and concerning, and then now it's just like second nature. You're like, oh yeah, that'd make a great Plexus post, or ooh, that's pretty, that would really build my network, or whatever. It really just becomes second nature. So for me personally, I'm going to share a couple personal stories so you can see kind of how this plays out in real life. So I'm going to give you a couple examples of some people who are they're potentials of mine, potential ambassadors. We're doing a little bit of pre-training, mentoring, and they're people that I, found through expanding my network, through groups, and how I connected with them and how it kind of played out. So for one, I think I met her maybe last October, and she was in some sort of group that I'm in. I don't remember which one. It was some alternative moms group. Which is really great. And she commented something, and we started talking back and forth on this thread, and I really liked her, and I was like, all right, we have to be friends. You're awesome. And so I friended her, and I posted something last November about my daughter being a major introvert, and how she didn't go anywhere, and it was, we clashed so much. We've gotten to a better spot now, but she commented on there about how she went through that with her daughter about 15, 16 years ago, and if I ever need anything to let me know. And so I did. I took her up on that because I needed it as a friend, and I really genuinely focused on building that relationship. I actually never brought up Plexus to her. Usually it comes up. They ask what you do for a living, or if I'm going anywhere soon, or whatever. Sometimes I casually mention Hawaii, but it never came up with her, and that was okay. That was fine. We talked all through November and December, and then I just kind of kept her updated. I kept building that relationship, just sending her messages, checking in on her, and then one day, right after Christmas, she's like, hey, I want to know more about your business. And I was like, well, okay. And it just really worked out that way. And it doesn't always, but because I built that relationship, and because I was active on her Facebook, and like Crystal said, when I'm active on her Facebook, my posts are bumped in hers. And I did a little bit of intentional marketing, and something that I wanted to bring up. And what I mean by that is, I was working with her. I knew that she was staying home. We had talked about, them having some money troubles. And so I did some intentional marketing where I would go and like her stuff and comment on her stuff on Facebook. And then I would make a post about, making extra money by staying at home with my kids. Or my kid, I don't have multiple children. But, that's called intentional marketing. So if someone talks about having a headache, you can, somehow do a post, a testimonial of someone who, got help with plexus because of their headaches. That's just intentional marketing. And so I do a little bit of that along with expanding my network. Another person that I'm doing some mentoring with, she's actually my customer currently, I don't remember how we connected. It was something crazy. I'm always looking for something to have in common with them so that I have an excuse to either comment or message them. Sometimes I do what Crystal does where I'm just like, hey, I need new friends. I need new mom friends. That always works really well too. But I'm always looking for something to start the conversation off with. And for this one woman, she has young kids like me, and she's talking about how she finally got the kids to bed, and she's having a glass of wine at home, and she's like, why can't anybody be here with me? And I was like, I volunteer as tribute. And like that just started off our whole friendship, and we've gotten fairly close. We keep talking back and forth. I have her number, and we text now, and she would be like perfect for this business. And so I'm just really focusing on building that relationship, and it's going great so far. So that's kind of how I go about it. Sometimes I initiate the conversation. Sometimes I just look for stuff to have in common. Sometimes I do intentional marketing, and sometimes I do a mixture of all three. But it really does work, and I've seen it come true time and time again. Wouldn't you say, Crystal, that intentional marketing and expand your network works?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just saying, there's just no way your business might grow for a little bit, but if you don't keep it up, it's just going to stop, and it's not going to go anywhere. Like this business is about relationships, and you have to keep building relationships.
I agree. It's the business of relationships. So we always say relationship marketing, not network marketing. But anyway, okay. Well, I think that's pretty much all we have for tonight. If you guys have any questions, let me or Crystal know. Send us a message. Make a post on the team page, whatever. So I'm going to put this on YouTube for everybody later, and we'll talk to you guys soon, I guess.